HTB family, how's it going? Welcome to Hold the Ball, your home of pure rugby league. Hope you guys are well. Thank you again for tuning in, for dining in, for driving in, for eating in. However it is you're listening to me, welcome and I hope you are well. It's been a long time since I said this, but Teamless Tuesday, and obviously on top of that as well, I'm going to give you guys my opinions and thoughts on this game, a preview if you will. Without further ado, DJ, hit that intro. Well, here it is, right? Preseason over at the 9th of February over at Mount Smart Stadium. We have the New Zealand Warriors hosting the West Tigers as well. Obviously, a preseason game. Look, before I continue, preseason games, right? There's no right or wrong answer, right? It really is just about tweaking. It's about the chemistry. It's about making sure some of the players that may not play a game possibly, get a bit of experience, right? However, I digress, right? We're going to have some players there who are going to be hungry, right? Some players who want to prove their worth, who want to prove that they have what it takes, who want to prove that they want to have a spot, right? Particularly the likes of Lusick, right? You got the likes there of Metcalf, right? You got the likes of Braden Viliame, right? Tawapiki, for example. So these are plethora of names, and obviously I'll get to them as well before we get into it, but I just want to give you guys a bit of an analytical approach into how I see this preseason. It's about chemistry, it's about trying to fit the pieces around. Granted, obviously it's not the full-strength Warriors team, but at the same time as well, let's be mindful of some of the players who are actually really hungry and wanting to get their hands dirty, if you will, against the Tigers. Now for the Warriors here, at our fullback we have Tain Tuapiki. Right, we have Marcelo Montoya at the wings, as well as Erukosi. In the centres, you have Braden Viliame, as well as Viliame Vailea, and I have the team list there for you guys to see as well. In the halves, you have Luke Metcalf, as well as Temare Martin. In the forwards, you have the props, you have Banti Alfa, as well as Tom Ale, and your hooker is Freddie Lusick. Second rows are Jackson Ford, as well as Dimitrik Sifakula, and then the lock is Michael Sio. In the interchange, you have Mau'u. Zion Mau'u, apologies there. And then you have Sanele Augustino, Ali Leotawa, as well as Jacob Laban. And at 17, your 18th man is Marla Graham Dolfa. Look, these are a few names there, obviously, that, we probably don't even know who they are. The likes of Sifakula, the likes of, obviously, Sio. Mau'u, for example, even though Mau'u I know is a name that's definitely well known in the Warriors camp, but we haven't seen him play in the Warriors jersey, particularly in this grade here. The likes of for example, Tuapiki as well. So again, like I said, it's going to be a very how do I say this? It's a fresh, exuberant, young Warrior squad, if you will. Taking on the reins here in this preseason game. Now, the opposition here, the Tigers, for example, I'll just name some. You got the likes of Charlie Staines at fullback, right? Tommy Talau making his comeback, I believe, from ACL. Brandon Wakeham at the Tigers, right? In the halves there. Stefano Utoi Kamanu, as well as Jake Simpkin, right? You got Justin Matamua. In the reserves, you got the likes of Trey Penny, Josh Folletti, Jordan Hill, etc., etc. So again, virtually for the Tigers as well, apart from maybe one or two, three names you might know there, the rest are virtually, much like the Warriors, young players wanting to prove themselves. And here we go, right? So look, in saying that, I think I've probably summed, what needs to be summed. You can't really walk into this game here with any particular tactic. It really is about just trying to do the basics, really. Is a win important? I mean, yes, you can argue there is a win is important, but you could also argue on the other side as well that it's not, in the sense that so long as the players are gelling, so long as there are no injuries, right, it is what it is. I touched on the name there of Tom Ale, right, Banti Alfa, those two big men there up front. I think they're going to be very pivotal nonetheless. Freddie Lusick as well, obviously vying for that spot there. He's got a very determined player in Wade Egan, who's a regular starter, as we all know. But again, Freddie Lusick gets a chance there to, hone his craft, if you will. The halves is going to be interesting. Metcalf and Temare Martin. Now, we all know it's going to be most likely be Sean Johnson, obviously, and then Temare Martin at 5'8". However, Metcalf at 5'8" is going to be interesting. How do they play? How does Metcalf dictate the ball in hand? That's what I'm looking out for. Especially as well the fullback position. Obviously, as I said before, Tuawa Piki. Interesting in the sense that we all know Nicole Cookstad is the starter there. But again, Tane gets his chance to show his craft. Particularly in centers, you got Edward Gosty as well, who I think a lot of us think might be a starter. It's a lot of... It's going to be show and tell, basically. You're going to be able to see it, and you're going to be able to tell straight away what's going on, in my opinion. But yes, preseason, like I said, going back to what I was going the theme anyway, back in the intro. It's about chemistry. It's about, adjusting it, seeing who wants it more. Preseason is now, you can technically say it's now done and dusted, if you will, right? Preseason training. It really is now about honing in your numbers, getting the players right, so on and so forth, particularly for this upcoming game. Now, it's going to be a good game at Mount Smart, nonetheless. I believe it's members only, if I'm not wrong. So again, get amongst it. If you're there in New Zealand, get amongst it, watch it. I would love to actually have participated, really, but can't do that. But that's A-okay. But I'm looking forward to it, and I'll definitely be giving you guys a review of the game as well. It's basically going to be as if it's a regular season, right? And I'm approaching it in that sense. But yeah, it is what it is. It's chemistry, right? It's seeing what these guys had to offer. You're right. Your Augustinos, right? Your Labans, and apologies if I mispronounce any names there. But it's about watching these guys play, right? What can they produce? What can they do? And for me, like I said, Warriors League is it's something that always gets me going. So I'm looking forward to watching it regardless, and I cannot wait. But yeah, like I said, stay tuned for my my post game review, I guess. Give me your thoughts. Anyway, take it easy. See you guys next time, and just remember, hold the ball.